So I know a lot of you guys are getting your college decisions back right now. I know this is the time where early action comes back, and then I'm sure, regular decision will come back down the line. And so in today's video, I want to talk about how to react to your college decisions. Now, I have a sister going through this process right now, so, she kind of inspired me to make this video because I know that there is a lot of anxiety around this process. And I remember I went through this process 3 years ago because I'm currently a junior at Howard University. And I remember I applied to like 20 schools. And when I was getting my decisions back, I was very nervous because, let's be honest, like college is one of the first, big decisions that you make because, as an adult, like college is the next step. It's, the next step beyond living with your parents. And it's just the first big decision that you really get to make. So in this video, I just want to share some wisdom that I've learned as a college student and kind of being, beyond this process, just so that you guys can lower your anxiety and kind of get past this, with flying colors. So I remember one of my biggest, fears going through this process was not getting into my dream school, and specifically, not getting into some of my top schools. And just to kind of some background, my dream school was to go to Princeton. And I remember I applied early action and I didn't get in. And I remember the next day going into school, one of my friends in front of the class said, "Hey, did you get into Princeton?" And there was kind of this awkward moment where I was like, no, right in front of the class. And so, at the time it was an embarrassing moment. Now I actually just laugh about it. But I guess I say this because I ended up going to one of my safety schools, which was Howard. And, I'm not saying this to, demean Howard or anything, but like, it was one of the, lowest schools on my list, to be honest. And initially, like when I got in, I was like, cool. Like this was the school that, my mom just wanted me to apply to. And when I ended up getting all of my decisions back, I remember, to be honest, I wasn't really that excited to go to, any of my schools. And that's not to say that, I wasn't grateful. I was happy to get into all of the schools, but, it wasn't Princeton or it wasn't any of my top schools. And the interesting thing is, now being at Howard, I realized that this school was, it was the best place for me to grow. I've been able to, meet a lot of friends that I feel like are going to be friends for life. And I've been in an environment that I've never been in before. I've never gone to, a school with just all Black people and, been in like this type of environment. And so I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is wherever you go, that is where you are meant to be, right? And obviously, some people transfer and okay, that's okay. But even going to the wrong school for you, like, that's part of your process. College is just part of your process. It's not the end. And I think that this is something that a lot of people get confused because, they think, well, okay, if I get into a good college, then I'll get a good job and, I'll make a lot of money and, good family, be able to go on vacations, whatever. And the reality is college isn't the end, right? You don't have to, go to the best college to get a good job. Obviously, going to, better schools, it may be easier to get opportunities. But at the end of the day, if you have the right mentality and if you have the right skills, then you can do anything that you want in life. And I feel like this is something that they don't teach enough, not only in high school, but they don't teach this in college. They don't teach you, the basic skills of developing good relationships or becoming financially free or any of this stuff. All we get is just loans and, parties and a good experience. And again, not complaining here, but like my point is, again, going back to the previous point, but like where you go to college is where you're meant to be. And so don't take getting rejected from your dream school as, this fate of, oh, I'm not going to live a good life or I can't achieve my goals, because that's not the case. Where you go is where you're meant to be, because life is a journey. It's not an event. And so wherever you go, it's important that you make the best of the situation. Because it turns out, and I've talked about this in a previous video, but what you want in life isn't always what you need. And I guess going back to my story, I thought I wanted to go to Princeton, but that isn't what I needed in my life. I needed to go to Howard. I needed to be around, other, intelligent black people, and I needed to be in this environment. And so again, what you want isn't always what you need. So embrace the situation. And also, I guess like going back to this theme of like college doesn't really teach you to be the best version of yourself. If I were to give you some actionable advice, right? When you get back your college decisions, so again, we talked about how, college isn't the end, it's only part of your process. And so I would recommend that you write down, like, what do you want in life? And I know this is a very deep question, especially if you're 17 or 18 years old. A lot of people don't know what they want at that age, right? But I do think that it's important to envision what you want, because when you really envision what you want, then you realize that, well, there are multiple paths to take to get there. And it's not really about, again, like what path you take, but it's about the mentality and the skills that you develop. And so it's important to understand and really write down and journal about this. Like, what do you want in life? Because I think what you think you want right now and what you actually want when you write it down can be two totally different things, right? And, I know for me, like when I'm on my deathbed, I want to be known as someone that helps people. I want to be known for, being financially healthy, being mentally healthy, and having healthy relationships, which, by the way, 3 things that, they don't really teach you in college. This is something that you just learn along the way. And so when you kind of journal and reflect, just think about what you want and think about the ways that you can get there right now. Because again, college, it's not going to help you become the person that you want. I think college, again, is part of the process, but when you graduate college, maybe you're 22, 23, you have a whole life ahead of you, right? The average age now, I think, is like around 80 or high 70s. So like you have 50 to 60 more years that you're probably living. And I think it's important right now to start focusing on how can I become the best version of myself? So just think about that, because again, college decisions, I know it's very important. And I'm not going to discount that because it was very important to me when I went through the process. But it's also important to think about your life, right? Think about who you want to become and think about how you can become the best version of yourself right now, because you can do that right now. And wherever you go to college, or if you don't go to college, like that isn't going to prevent you from becoming the person that you want to be. And so I just wanted to share that because I remember when I was going through the college decision process, I remember watching all of these videos about, people getting into their dream colleges. And I remember watching, these day in the life videos about the colleges I wanted to go to. And then when I didn't get into those colleges, I felt bad for a couple of days, to be honest. And there wasn't a video like this where people explained to me like, okay, like this isn't the end of the world. Like focus on, becoming the best version of yourself. Like no one said that. So I just hope that you guys found this video valuable, because I wish that I had someone telling me this. And I feel like I had to really just learn this over the years. So yeah, I just really hope you guys found some value from this, and let me know if there's like anything else that you guys want me to talk about, or just any way that I can help you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.